Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. It's been a long day. We appreciate the time that you've spent with us, especially considering your travel schedule and how tired you must be. Thank you very much for your service to our country. We're very grateful to you. You complimented one of our colleagues earlier about it's great to see something bipartisan happening. There's very little bipartisan things going on right now, but to make bipartisan things happen, you have to talk to the other side. You have to negotiate with each other. And every problem we face in our country is complicated, and you can't solve a complicated problem in an environment of fear and anger where we just see everybody yelling and screaming at each other like this. So I would love to work with you, and I'm sure many of my other colleagues would like to work with you on the tariffs. As the ranking member, Mr. Neal, mentioned earlier, we negotiated together on USMCA. We'd like to negotiate together using our congressional authority on tariffs. You talked about de minimis earlier. The president did an executive order. I have a bill on de minimis. Linda Sanchez, who's the chair of the subcommittee, has a bill on de minimis, wants to do the same things that the administration does. Let's do it for real. Let's do it together. You talked about, the president talked about negotiating drug prices. Could save a lot of money for the federal government for Medicaid and Medicare. Let's do it together. Let's most Democrats are in favor of negotiating drug prices for Medicaid and Medicare. Let's work together to accomplish these complicated issues. Immigration is a very big issue for me. I know that's not really your area. Waste, fraud, and abuse. You know, Mr. Bean is part of a DOJ caucus. I'd love to work on going after waste, fraud, and abuse, but I think the DOJ caucus, the DOJ operation under Elon Musk did a terrible job. They cut the people overseeing the nuclear stockpile. They said we have to hire them back. They cut the people overseeing the avian flu. They had to hire them back. They cut the people overseeing the measles outbreak. They had to hire them back. They started at $2 trillion, and they said $1 trillion we're going to cut. Then they said $150 billion we're going to cut, and it's going to cost that much in lawsuits and all the inefficiencies that were created. Do you think the DOJ under Mr. Musk did a good job?
I think that DOJ under Mr. Musk has set in motion an ethos that
no, I understand the ethos, but under Mr. Musk, do you think they did a good job?
That I hope we can continue throughout the government.
But not the ethos of cutting people from the nuclear stockpile. That wasn't a good ethos, was it?
As I say at Treasury, we move deliberately and fix things.
Right, so they didn't move very deliberately, did they? They moved kind of scattershot.
The Congressman, I have the benefit of the DOJ people who are full Treasury employees who either I or
I understand that, and I appreciate that. I want to ask you about Mr. Musk's overseeing of DOJ.
But my senior staff interviewed these DOJ people who are not DOJ people, they are Treasury people, have been incredibly
And I believe you, Mr. Secretary. Do you think that Mr. Musk did a good job overseeing DOJ? Because it's been reported that you said he was a fraud, that the whole thing was a fraud. Do you agree with that statement, or is that inappropriately reported?
Fake news.
Fake news, okay. So, Mr. Secretary, I agree with 75% of the stuff that's in the big bill that you guys talk about. We call it the big ugly bill, not the big beautiful bill. But there's three things that I really don't like about it a lot. I don't like that we're continuing the cuts in tax breaks that we're giving to the wealthiest Americans from 39.6 down to 37. I think that's a deficit-producing, unnecessary tax cut that's going to just increase the deficit and not do anything to increase economic productivity in our country. The second thing I don't like is that we're cutting so much Medicaid for so many people in need, and we're cutting the food assistance program for so many people in need. And the third thing I don't like is this whole thing we've been hearing a lot about today, the deficits that have been created. Now, you don't agree with the CBO. We've heard that several times. You also disagree with the Committee for Responsible Budget, who said that there's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this. You disagree with that also, right? Yes. And you disagree with the Yale Budget Lab. You went to Yale. You don't agree with the Yale Budget Lab. They say it's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this. Do you disagree with them also?
There are a lot of things I disagree with Yale on these.
Do you disagree with the Penn-Wharton budget model, who said there's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this bill?
Yes.
You disagree with Elon Musk, who you supposedly do get along with now. It will massively increase the already gigantic deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Do you disagree with Mr. Musk on that issue?
Yes.
Do you disagree with Ray Dalio, who said that this is unsustainable?
I agree with Ray Dalio that we need to get our fiscal house in order.
Do you disagree with Jamie Dimon, who says it's going to cause a crack in the bond markets?
I met with Mr. Dimon the other day, and he wasn't necessarily referring to government finances.
Well, he said there's going to be a crack that's going to take place in either 6 months or 6 years. And let's ask you, when do you think that's going to happen?
I believe he was referring to market structure.
Do you think that do you disagree with Mr. Fink from BlackRock, who said this is going to be an unsustainable problem as well?
I believe that we have to get our fiscal house in order.
Let me just ask one more question if I can. Do you think the interest rates right now are too high, too low, or just right?
When I came into office as Treasury Secretary, I said that I would not discuss interest rates or Federal Reserve policy. I would not talk about the mistakes they're going to make, only the mistakes they've made. But
You said earlier that a good economy made the interest rates go up under the last tax bill. So you're proposing that this current tax bill will be good for the economy, make the economy stronger. Will that cause the interest rates to go up? As I'm not commenting on Federal Reserve policy, but I'm talking about the inflationary effects of what you say would be a good economy.
Well, I think you're conflating a good economy with strong growth. Under President Trump, we had strong growth.
And interest rates went up, you said. You just said in your previous testimony that caused interest rates to go up.
That the Fed raises rates because growth is strong. If we have
So do you think interest rates are going to go up under this bill?
If we have strong non-inflationary growth, perhaps we are already, Congressman, the market lives in the future. Perhaps we have already priced in the growth and the passage of this bill, so we will see.
Well, I've already taken too much time, but let me just say I'm very concerned that the increasing deficits, the tariffs, and the reduction of the workforce happening from some of the deportations that are happening are all going to be inflationary. And they're all going to cause inflation. They're going to cause interest rates to stay high or get higher. And it's something that we all need to be concerned about. And these complicated problems that we face require us to work together to try the debate of lively minds to try and figure out how we can make our country better and stronger. And this one-way issue of it's my way or the highway, and we're not going to work together, it's not going to work for our country.
Suozzi, you were way over. I was very reliant, but a minute 52 is a lot.
Thank you, Mr.